Bills, man, I can't stand these Bills. They suck.
I know, right?
And now, it's time for another episode of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. A show made by 12s from around the world, for 12s around the world. I'm Mosette, and here's your host and my dad, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity.
Yes, thank you, Mosette, and welcome 12s to episode 416 of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show as your Seattle Seahawks get ready to take on the Buffalo Bills. So sit back, relax, grab a desired beverage or sin of your choice, and remember, it's time to pay some bills. Let's meet the posse for this episode. First, from the state of Washington, our very own news hound. His 12-man editorials can be found on SeahawksSal.com website. You know him as the Shadow Hawk. We know him, Will. Hi, Will.
Hi, Moses. How are you?
Doing great, sir. How about yourself?
Well, I'm getting tired of this not winning thing, but other than that, I'm fine.
Yeah. Well, you know, you might get your chance tonight, because right now it looks like there might be a mono-e-mono halftime trivia, but we'll see. And also, please welcome to the posse, of course, also from the state of Washington, a stand-up man in his own right. We call him Dustin. Hi, Dustin.
Hey, guys. I'm right there with Will. Feels like we're following a soccer team at this point. Tie, loss. I just don't know how the point system works for that.
Except the Sounders are winning while all this is going on. Go figure.
Right.
Good for the Sounders. Sounders are winning if you're paying attention to that. If you do that thing, which I you know.
The pay attention thing? Or?
Yeah, pay attention to other teams that aren't the Seahawks. I don't know who in their right mind would do that, but some people actually do that. But let's go ahead and talk about the Seahawks, shall we? This show is run just like a real NFL football game. We have 4 quarters, and we even have a halftime, of course. Quarter 1 is news with the Shadow Hawk Will. And quarter 2, we'll discuss the Seahawks game against the Saints, unfortunately. Have a special caption that picture and look at how we fared in last week's predictions. At halftime's the best Seahawk-themed play-along game on the internet. 12-man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia. Will took it all last week, I believe. Did you not, Will?
Yes, I did.
Yes, Will took it all. And right now...
I heard that about him.
Well, let's just say Will won last week. He did not come from behind. But Dustin and Will, mono-e-mono tonight, maybe. We don't know. We're kind of holding out on Matt. We'll talk about that in a minute. Quarter 3, we'll compare Buffalo to Buffalo fans. And we'll prepare you for the upcoming game between the Seahawks and the Bills. And then, of course, quarter 4s, we make our predictions, prognostications, and game balls for the Bills game. Before we start, please like, share, or subscribe to the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel. Join our Facebook group, 12-Man Fan Jam Show on Facebook or Twitter at Seahawk Positivity. Email 12manfanjamshow@gmail.com. Let us know what you think. Before we go to news, I'd like to do some really quick shout-outs.
Hey, can I do a shout-out? Shout-out.
All right, a couple shout-outs. First off, we are recording this on Friday, November 4th, 2016. And that happens to be the birthday of a couple people that have been on this show. So I'd like to say, take a moment. And John Nicoletta, also known as Albany Hawker to some people. And he did some predictions for our show last year, I believe. And then, of course, Northern Hawk Andy Lendenar, who has been on the show a few times. Both those gentlemen' birthday today. So, gentlemen, we'd like to wish you all a happy birthday. 2 great men right there. So, and then this last thing, I want to share a little story, a little personal story. I want to shout out to Culver's. If you don't know what Culver's is, do you have Culver's out there, guys? Do you know what Culver's is?
No.
No.
Okay. Culver's is a burger joint, basically. And they also have ice cream. You always go up and get ice cream afterwards. You got like a scoop of ice cream with your meal if you get a kid's meal or whatever, you know. So anyway, okay. So we frequent this place down here fairly often here in Indiana. How often? Here's how often. This is why you're getting a shout out for Culver's. A few days ago, we went in to eat, and then my son and I went up to the counter to order ice cream, and the manager who was there, who's always there when we're there, she looks over at us, and she kind of does a double take. And she walked over to my son. She goes, "I didn't recognize you guys without Seahawk stuff on." So I thought that was a little funny and maybe a little sad, because it's funny that she didn't recognize us without Seahawk stuff on. It's sad that we've been to Culver's so many freaking times she knows we wear Seahawk stuff. So I'll be inviting her to my son's wedding someday. So shout out to Culver's and the manager of Culver's, whose name I do not know, but I'll have to find out. All right. Thought that was kind of a cute little story from Indiana. All right, let's get the first quarter started with Shadowhawk Will and the news. Yes, news while you're out returning all that uneaten Halloween candy because you don't keep it to eat it, right? It's a 12-man Fan Jam Show news report. Here's Shadowhawk Will with the news. What you got for us, Will?
Well, Moses, like most people in the country and around the world, I was spending my Wednesday night watching Game 7 of the World Series.
Yes.
Very exciting game. Probably the best baseball game I've ever seen. In addition to me, though, there were plenty of celebrity guests there. I saw Charlie Sheen, LeBron James, Bill Murray, of course.
Of course.
And as it turns out, Rex Ryan.
Really?
Yeah, it turns out that Ryan rented a bus to take himself and about a dozen Bills staffers from Buffalo to Cleveland for Game 7 of the World Series.
Really?
Yes, but however, when it started to rain with the score tied after when the game was going into extra innings, they left. Quote, I hate to admit it, we had to leave. We had to get back to work. We had the rain delay, and I'm like, you got to be kidding. And when you look at it, it's like, all right, when's it going to pass? I'll be honest, I wanted to stay, but I'm like, if this thing's going to delay for a couple hours, there's no way. We got to get back. So yeah, they were there for probably one of the best baseball games of all time and missed the ending of it.
Well, they weren't alone. I will tell you, guys on the West Coast, that 3-hour time change, and not good for those of us over here on the Eastern time, because I had watched my show, which is American Horror Story, which is nightmare fuel. So it was over at 11, and I thought, well, I need a palate cleanser. So I turned on the baseball game, and I just got there in time to watch the Cubs blow the lead in the bottom of the 8th. And I thought, I got to stay up and watch it now. This is really good. So it gets to be midnight over here, which is 9 o'clock you guys, so you're fine. But for us, it's midnight, and they pull out that stupid tarp. And I just looked at the clock. I thought, I got to get up in 5 hours for work. Hell no. And I just turned off the TV and went to bed. So Rex was not alone. I'm sure a lot of people on the East Coast when that tarp came out said, yep, we're done. But it is funny that he missed we all over here, a lot of us missed the most exciting ending to a World Series as well.
I don't think there was much productivity in the eastern half of the country Thursday.
No.
Probably not. I'm a little disappointed in him. He has an extra day to prepare for Monday night, so he could have stayed. That would have been fine.
He should have stayed a couple days in Cleveland. Woo!
Yeah.
Go see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Rex. Heck yeah.
Set the river on fire. Why not?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Cleveland's still Cleveland. And, of course, I live about, 200 miles from Chicago, maybe 250. So there are a lot of Cub fans around me, so they were, of course, all excited and stuff. And I just I wasn't really into it. I like this football team. I'm not much of baseball, but anyway.
Yeah, still good for them, though. That's pretty awesome. That's a long time to go without a championship.
Congrats to the Cubs, and congrats to the Indians, and, their time is going to come.
Those guys never quit. I was impressed with them, too.
Great series, yeah. Yeah, both sides. Well, that's too bad about Rex leaving the World Series early.
Maybe hopefully he'll leave Monday night's game early, too.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
it starts raining, he's like, oh, crap, I'm out.
What? Overtime? Crap, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I got to get ready for next week.
Oh, God. Will, what else you got for us, man?
Well, Moses, the only thing worse than NFL players on Twitter is former NFL players on Twitter. Specifically Joe Namath, who really needs to stop tweeting during games.
He has a Twitter account?
Well, yes, because a couple of weeks ago when Geno Smith got injured during the Ravens, he tweeted that he suggested that Smith wasn't seriously injured and wondered why he had left the game early. Turns out Smith had a season-ending ACL tear. Oops. Last week, of course, the Jets fell behind the Browns in the first half 20-7. Namath then tweeted that it was time to turn to Bryce Petty because the Jets weren't going anywhere with Fitzpatrick, who, of course, rallied the Jets in the second half to a 31-28 victory. So
Wow.
Namath did, when he was on an ESPN radio appearance on Tuesday, and said, I do regret sending that out, but that was the way I felt at that time. But, I can't help but notice that the Jets won both of those games where Namath was tweeting, so maybe they want him to keep going.
Well, and I feel like you really can't say, go home, Joe, you're drunk, because,
He
That
very well
happens a lot
might be.
anyway.
Let's just ask Susie Colbert.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
probably was.
Very good chance.
It's a good advice, I think, Will, that you said, about Joe Namath not tweeting during games. I think it's good advice across the board. I have, I tweet on our game. Of course, if you go to 12-Man Fan Jam Facebook page, we do tweet during the game, and I get rather excited and angry during the game. I'll admit it.
I just want to stop you for a second there.
Yeah.
I don't want to confuse anybody that's listening. When you're posting on Facebook, that is not a tweet.
True. But it is social media.
Yes, I'm just saying for the kids out there,
Right.
I don't want them to make fun of us.
Okay. Thank
Too
you.
late.
Yeah, no kids
User
don't make fun.
entered your channel.
Hey, I think. Hey, is there someone here?
We have a sighting.
Who are you? Sure, sign in.
Fashionably late as always.
Hello.
Hello!
Ah!
American Wi-Fi works.
Hey,
Eventually.
kids, Matt's here.
Yeah.
Yay!
Always have to make an entrance, don't you, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Always got to learn how to make an entrance.
True story. We were kind of half kidding around that. Well, Matt's going to show up.
Yeah.
And he's going to do halftime trivia and kick everybody's butts and leave.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that too. But no, I'm here. I've made it.
Awesome, man. Welcome. And we should share that Matt is not in Married Old England.
No. I'm in Washington State.
You're in the beautiful city of Seattle. How's your trip going?
Yeah, it's been really, really good so far. It's I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll split it into when we do the New Orleans stuff. I'll talk to you a little bit about how it was down south, and then we'll have a little chat about how it is up here.
Beautiful. All right. Sounds great. All right. Well, Matt's here just in time. We were talking about how social media, you really shouldn't tweet especially after a loss, because you're angry, or you shouldn't do social media. I said tweet. You should just do that. You should probably walk away from the social media at least for 24 hours.
Yeah, sensible.
Yeah. Yep, that's a lesson you learned tonight, kids. Walk away from social media at least 24 hours if the Seahawks lose. So, because things get kind of angry and bitter. We don't want that. But Joe Namath tweeting, probably drunk, Will, don't you think?
Yeah, it's a safe bet.
I agree. Wow, I'm so glad Matt's here, and we can have a trivia championship with Matt. You guys can beat Matt fair and square now, so that's great.
Yeah, right.
Who won last week?
Will did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
It's amazing the sorts of things that happen when you go out of the country for 5 minutes and suddenly Will starts winning games.
Hey, you're still not in your home country, so who knows?
Who knows?
That's right. Well, I guess we'll find out. We'll have to move into the second quarter first and talk about that Saints game. Will, thank you so much for the news.
Anytime.
All right, that'll be the end of the first quarter.
It's the end of the first quarter, bitches.
Coming up on this episode of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show, lots of show left. Halftime trivia, but coming up next, we talk about last week's Seahawk game against the Saints. We caption a picture, and Matt gives us a review of Bourbon Street. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Rosette, and you are listening to 12-Man Fan Jam Show. Dad, I need more money.
What for now?
Look, do you want me to graduate or not?
Okay, let me get my wallet.
Holy shit, it's the second quarter.
Yes, welcome to the second quarter of episode 416 of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show. It's now time to, unfortunately, review last week's Seahawk game with the Saints. Of course, the Seahawks lost 25-20. It was a game held down in New Orleans. Will, what are your thoughts about the offensive play in this game for Seattle?
Thoughts that I can actually repeat?
Yeah.
Well, Moses, I gotta say, I mean, I expect problems with the offensive line. I mean, they're a young group, they're learning. It's going to happen, especially when you have a guy starting at left tackle who's barely played the position before. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm getting sick of the dumb penalties.
Yes.
I'm getting sick of burying ourselves in a hole and, not being able to establish the run because it's 3rd and 18 all the time.
Yes.
I'm getting tired of, Russell Wilson. I love the guy playing tough, but he did not have a good game. He was missing passes. He was making some poor decisions, and he's got to do better too. It's our defense has more than carried the load this year. I mean, holding New Orleans to 25 points, should be enough to win with their defense.
Agreed. And really, one offensive touchdown, you take away Thomas's return.
You cannot beat the New Orleans Saints if you score only 6 points in the last 40 minutes of the game.
Yes.
I thought they definitely had flashes. I loved that trick pass by Tanner McAvoy. I want to see more of that.
Yep.
CJ Prosize had a good game. I want to see more of him, and I think we're going to. And we all know what Russell Wilson's capable of. And I think the line can get to a point where they can at least be solid. But it's stop dicking around and do your job, quite frankly.
You want to see him stop dicking around, Matt?
Trick question.
Uh-oh. Matt, I didn't mean to offend you. All right.
Matt Ward.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, it's I have to say, American internet and technology things not great.
It works for us.
Yeah.
It's not the best in the world, but we're making do. Do I want to see what? Sorry, Moses.
That's okay. Do you want to see the offense to stop dicking around?
I want to see them. I want to see them stiffen up. I need to see. I need to see more. I mean, Russell. I mean, I was in the crowd, and Russell did not have a great game on this at all. It was the last part of the game was just so slow. Everything just seemed to go into slow motion, and it was just horrific to watch at times, really. Yeah,
it's sad but true. Some positives though, Dustin, aren't there on offense? Couple.
Yeah, there's positives. We got a touchdown.
Yay!
Hauschka, I don't believe missed a field goal. I don't remember missed a field goal, so that was good. But I mean, dude, overall the whole thing was frustrating. So
sure.
But
what'd you guys think? Okay, what'd you guys think of Fant? I honestly thought for a guy that hadn't played in since junior high, I was kind of happy with the way he played. Will, what did you think?
Well, once he settled down, I mean, it was pretty clear that he had was pretty nervous starting the game. That's when he made his mistakes, got his penalties. Once he settled down, I thought he did a solid job. The guy run blocks very well. And his pass blocking has already improved from the previous week.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to get another shot to go again this week, and I think he's going to do halfway decent.
Yeah.
I think the fact that you have to give that question the caveat of he hasn't started a game since junior high is in itself just disappointing.
So. A little bit. Well, Dustin, here's what's not disappointing to me and what's not disappointing on this team the last few games, and that is the play of this defense. Now, Dustin, what are your thoughts about the defense overall?
I think they gave it a good run early, and then they got worn out. Probably some of it was lag from the last game and then being on the field so much this game because it was kind of the same story in a lot of ways because they just offense couldn't get anything going. Defense couldn't get off the field on third down. They just were not helping themselves at all on third down. Mm-hmm. And some of that stuff wasn't their fault with some of the refs calls that were ridiculous, but you gotta get off the field on third down. And then you can't allow the Saints to have 6 straight scoring drives when your offense is not functional. I mean, you gotta find a way to do it because the offense apparently is not going to. I mean, they are definitely hands down by far the better unit at this point, and they should be because that's where the money's spent and that's what we expect from them. But I don't know, man. It's frustrating. The whole thing to me is frustrating.
Sure.
So they did play great for most of the game, but it's just tough.
They played with a lot of heart, didn't they, Matt?
Yeah, they really did, and I think echoing what Dustin says. But there is only so much you can expect your defense to do for the length of time they're out on the field, and it's a case of, they were stopped. And Drew Brees and his offensive line were pretty good. I mean, they're pretty good, and we were matching them sort of play for play. But that's you can't expect a team or a defense to be able to do that for the length of time that we seem to be expecting our defense to do that for. Yes, they're an incredible defensive unit, but the game before they played almost 3 quarters straight. This time they played almost 2.5 quarters straight. It's too much.
Yep, I agree. Will, your thoughts on defense?
I thought they did the best they could with what they had. I mean, New Orleans is a very powerful offense.
Yes.
They were going to get their yards. They were going to get their scores. And I would have liked to have seen more sacks. One thing that New Orleans did that I don't think got enough credit is they did a great job on blitz pickups. Every time we brought an extra guy, they were able to account for him. And if you blitz Drew Brees, you'd better get to him, because otherwise he's going to have a field day, and he did.
I think a big part of that, though, was the fact that we're missing Michael Bennett. That made a difference, and Cam not being out there makes a difference too. So that hurts. But when they were bringing, they brought Bobby Wagner a few times, which has worked really well all season. And I remember one play where he came just tearing up the middle, and I thought, oh, they got him. And their back chipped him just enough for Brees to step up and get the first down.
Just a little bit. I remember that one. Definitely. Well, someone who was at the game, who is jet setting across our great land of ours right now, is our good old friend Matt from Merry Old England. Matt, give us a report from Bourbon Street. How was your trip, besides the game, but how was your trip to New Orleans overall?
Well, let me do I want to give a quick shout out. I know I've missed the official segment for it, but let me do this anyway. I want to give a shout out to the New Orleans fans. Let me tell you now, they were as welcoming as any group of people I've ever had the pleasure of being around.
Wonderful.
Game time Saint Donnie. He came and collected us. He got us to our hotel, took us around Bourbon Street, showed us all the areas we shouldn't go, which of course I then went to. But it was the Saints fans on the day. We went to a tailgate on the day, which obviously was their main tailgate, being run by the main load of Saints fans. We had a great section of food and drinks and stuff, and just mixed up really well, speaking to all sorts of people. And Cannonball was there for us. Norbcam was there. Predator Hawk was there. Painted Hawk was there. So it was like sort of all the main faces that you see at these games all in one place. And the New Orleans fans, couldn't have been nicer. They were really gracious in their victory as well, talking to us about how good the game was. When in essence it wasn't as great as all that, to be fairly honest. The stadium was amazing. It was hot. Let me tell you that much. It was warm. God, it was hot. Bourbon Street is everything you expect it to be, plus more. And I recommend anybody and everybody to go to New Orleans at least once. An amazing party atmosphere, much safer than people. It seemed to feel anyway, much safer, providing you stayed where you should go and where you shouldn't go. It was great fun. Hand grenade cocktails were incredible. Hurricane cocktails were incredible. So yeah, great fun was had by all. The only sadness was the result.
I'm glad to hear that. I know a lot of people that get kind of miffed when, Seahawk fans treat people from other teams, courteously or whatever. But you know what? I always enjoy hearing fans that treat other fans with respect. And I like that, because to me, I can sit next to a Rams fan or a 49er fan, and I can root for my team and they can root for their team. Doesn't mean I got to beat them up or I got to hate on them or be mean to them. They're rooting for their team. I'm rooting for my team. And, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear the Saints fans are a class act. I've heard that from more than just Matt. I've heard it from a lot of people, too. So hats off to the Saints fans. I agree. I'm glad to hear that.
Matt didn't say what his bead count was on Bourbon Street, how many he got.
Oh, yeah? What's your bead count?
Well, I've got another plane load is bringing in the second load of my beads. I just had it was really simple. Most of them they're throwing at me to put my shirt back on, so it was great.
Take them how you can get them, man.
Yep.
Matt striptease. Put it on. All right. Well, thanks, Matt, for that report. Hey, let's go ahead and put that game to bed and caption that picture. All right, we're going to capture that picture. This is a picture of Drew Brees and Russell Wilson talking. Looks like, I would guess, after the game. Will, can you caption that picture for me?
Oh, come on, Russell, buck up. You'll have an offensive line someday.
Nice.
Nice. Dustin, you got anything?
I do.
Okay, caption that picture.
Russell, I'm telling you, man, Drew is a great baby name.
Nice! Very impressive. Matt, you got anything for the picture?
No, I have to say I don't have anything for the picture because I can't see what the picture is. But what I would probably say is if it's Drew and Russell Wilson together, Drew is probably saying, I'm still an eighth of an inch bigger than you, Russell.
All right. I got
2/5 of an offensive line better than you.
Those were all good. Mine is Breeze. Wow, you are a short little son of a gun, aren't you? And finally, Breeze. Finally, a quarterback who can shop in the kids' aisle with me. All right. All right, time for a 2-minute warning.
Holy shit, it's a 2-minute warning.
Let's check in our posse prediction challenge from last week. Of course, our scores. Nobody picked a loss, but Mike Pascal gets a point for his closest prediction. Prognostication, 3 points to Jose, 3 points to Mike Pascal. There's a pattern here. For the game ball, 2 points to Mike Pascal because he had Earl Thomas and he returned the ball for a touchdown. Everybody else was kind of so. Over and under, 2 points for Will, Statsman Mark, and Mike Pascal. That's right. Meaning the scores look like this for the week. Mike Pascal with 8, Jose with 3, Will Statsman Mark with 2, which means our individual scores through 7 games. Jose 27, Little Mo and Mike Pascal at 21, Dustin at 20, Mark Ty Turner at 18, Tom 16, Will Matt 15, Statsman Mark, and me at 6. And the team scores, Team 12 has started to pull back away from Team Posse. 103 to 68, gentlemen. We are 35 points behind Team 12 with...
Let's just skip this section next week.
With 9 games to go. We can chip at them. We got to chip at them.
I'm sorry you're breaking
score,
up,
right,
Moses.
man?
Do what, Dustin?
I said, you keep the score, right?
Oh, I know.
You can accidentally write down the wrong
We got to get back to
prognostication.
fundamentals, man. Matt, what were you going to say?
I was just saying you're breaking up, Moses. I really can't hear very clearly any of the numbers you're giving out there.
Well, we were
really
getting
don't
our
want
butts
to.
kicked. How about that?
But I'm assuming we're losing, so it's good.
Yeah. Only by 35 points.
That's fourth quarter pullback. That's fine.
All right. So we will continue to fight the good fight, even though we're down by 35. And even though the Seahawks lost last week, we know they will continue to fight. And we'll go to halftime here.
Holy shit, it's halftime.
Coming up, we got a lot more show. Are you ready for some football? Will the Seahawks win Monday night? What are buffalo wings made of? All these answers and so much more just around the corner. But first, another edition of 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia. Coming up next! Yes, it's halftime, and welcome to another fun-filled edition of the best play-along Seahawk-themed trivia game show on the internet. It's time for 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia. And here's your host, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity. Yes, thank you, me, and welcome to another fine edition of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia
Of the world!
The trivia game that tests the knowledge of both our posse and our listeners. Our contestants are the posse themselves, Will, Matt, and Dustin, and here are the rules. So here's how the trivia game works. There'll be 2 rounds of questions. Each contestant answers 1 question each round. If they get it correct, they get 1 point. After 2 rounds of questions, there'll be a final trivia question worth 2 points. If there's a tie after that, then the tie players go on to a special secret overtime question where the winner becomes reigning 12-Man Fan Jam Show Trivia Champion and also gets a prize chosen especially for them. As an added bonus to those listening on the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel, the questions and possible answers will be displayed on your screen so you, the viewer and listener, can play along as well. If you do, please let us know how you did on the questions. Remember, there's no Googling, no phone a friend, and please, no wagering. However, there is a lifeline. Before taping this show, my two charming Seahawk fan children, Mosette and Little Mo, did take the quiz as well. If the contestants want to know what the kids said, they can ask that but once and only once during the entire game show and only in the first 2 rounds. Now let's get ready to play 12-man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia. Okay, those are the rules. So now, gentlemen, we will go on. Remember that there are 3 questions around. 2 questions have to do with actual physical, the game between the Seahawks and the Bills. And one of them does not. So, with that being said, last week's champion was Will. Will, 1, 2, or 3?
1.
Will takes 1. Matt, 2 or 3?
3, please.
And as usual, Dustin is number 2. All right.
Thanks. How the dude that was late got to pick second? How does that happen?
No, he's already complaining. Already complaining. It's rigged. The whole thing's rigged.
Completely rigged.
All right. Here we go. The first question is a football question for Will.
Yay!
And your football question is this. What are the most points the Seahawks have ever scored against the Buffalo Bills? Most points the Seahawks have ever scored against the Bills. Is it 56, 52, or 50? It's a bargain for you!
56?
56, huh? Well, you know, Mosette and Little Mo both said 52. And you said 56. You realize that, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Because you're right. It is 56. Congratulations. Will's on the board. All right, Dustin.
Uh-huh.
Your question is not a football question.
Yay.
Like it matters, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Dustin, there was a movie. There was a movie called Buffalo 66. I'm sure you're familiar with that classic film.
I remember seeing the front of it in the video store.
Okay. Was that a Blockbuster, by the way?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. God, I miss Blockbuster. All right. I don't think this was ever red boxed, but anyway, in the movie Buffalo 66, what sport was the main character good at? Was he good at bowling, miniature golf, or tennis? What sport?
I'll say bowling.
He'll say bowling.
Yeah, I did say bowling.
You said bowling.
In fact, I did.
Yeah, and Mosette said miniature golf. And Little Mo said tennis. But you said bowling.
Mm-hmm.
And you got it!
All right.
Wow! You guys are on fire. Matt!
Fire!
Yes.
Football question. Last time the Seahawks beat the Bills in Seattle was 1999. Who was the leading receiver for the Seahawks in yardage? Was it Sean Dawkins, Christian Fourier, and Derek Mays? Which one of them led the team in receiving?
Oh, yeah, that's a 99 question.
Yeah.
Can you give me the answers again?
Sean Dawkins, Christian Fourier, Derek Mays. Who led the team in yardage?
Go with Mays.
You gonna go Mays?
Yeah.
Mosette Little Moment went Mays. You went Mays. Amazing!
Yay!
Mays with 105, Dawkins with 91, Christian Fourier with 42. By the way, for what it's worth, Mrs. Moses had a huge crush on Sean Dawkins. He used to play for the Colts. It's true story. Played for the Colts. When she and I started dating, he wound up with the Seahawks. I don't know how that happened, but isn't that weird? Because that was like her favorite player. Yeah, strange but true. All right. Moving on to round 2. All of you got that one right. Got the first one right. So we'll use the same order. Matt. Will. 4, 5, or 6?
I'll do 5.
Will's going to do 5. Matt? 4 or 6?
4.
Matt with 4. Dustin, you're number 2. No, you're 6. All right, here we go. Matt, you have a football question. The Seahawks and Bills have played 12 times. How many times have the Bills scored 20 or more points? How many out of 12 have they scored 20 or more points against the Seahawks? 4, 6, or 8 times?
Ooh. There's no point giving me any organ, Moses, because I can't hear that very well. So
right.
you can chop your organ off.
No, the organ's gone. No organ for you.
Huh. That's painful.
Give me those options again.
Did you just tell me to chop the organ off?
Yeah, I think it said chop the organ off.
Ouch.
You want? Yeah. Okay, 4, 6, or 8. How many times out of 12 have the Bills scored 20 or more points out of 12? 4, 6, or 8 times.
I'll go 6.
He'll go 6. Was that a little moment 4? He'll go 6. Yeah, you got it. You guys are 4 for 4. I mean, not 5 for 5. I got it really excited there for a second. Unbelievable. All right. Well, let's keep this alive, Will. Unfortunately, you do not have a football question. Yeah. There was a TV show back in the 80s called Buffalo Bill. Starred Dabney Coleman of 9 to 5 fame. You remember Dabney Coleman?
I remember the name.
Okay. Well, he was in 9 to 5. He had a show called Buffalo Bill where he ran a TV show in the city of Buffalo. How many seasons did that show run in the 80s? Was it 1 season, 2 seasons, or 3 seasons?
I have never heard of this, so I'm going to go 1.
1 season. Dabney Coleman, 9 to 5. Great movie. Dolly Parton, Lily Tomlin, right? Jane Fonda. All right.
What a way to make a living.
Yeah, what? All right, 1 season, you say. Well, now, Mosette said 2. Little Mo said 2. Yeah, I'm sorry. It is 2, not 1. So,
Okay.
yeah, it happens. Dustin.
Yeah.
Your number 6 is a football question. Last time the Seahawks played the Bills in Seattle was 2004. Who was the leading receiver in yardage for the Seahawks in that game? Was it Darrell Jackson? Was it Jeremy Stevens? Or was it Jeremy Urban? I always want to say Jermaine with him. Okay, Darrell Jackson, Jeremy Stevens, or Jermaine... Shucks.
Jeremy Urban.
Jeremy Urban. I know. Darrell Jackson, Jeremy Stevens, Jeremy Urban. Okay, look. Jackson, Stevens, or Urban.
Okay, we're done with that, right?
Yeah, we're done.
All right,
Jackson, Stevens, or Urban.
I'm gonna go Darrell Jackson. Yeah, I said Jackson.
Oh, you said Jackson.
Yeah.
You don't want to go with Urban, huh?
I don't want to try to pronounce it. It sounds
trying
challenging.
to embarrass me again. Well, okay. You remember how weird his name was spelled too? It was like
Jerheme. Yeah,
thank you.
Stupid.
Yeah, it was weird. Right. Okay. Jackson, Stevens, and Urban. You're going with Jackson. Actually, the kids went with Urban, but you went with Jackson. Yeah, you got it.
Bam.
All right. Wow, we only won this question the whole night, and it was about a TV show that no one cares about, so that's pretty good. All right.
Yeah.
Final question is a high-low as usual. Our order we will have Matt go third, Dustin go second, and Will go first. It is a high-low. Whoever's closest without going over gets the 2 points and the championship. And whoever, if y'all go over, whoever's the closest, will get those 2 points. Are we ready? All right. Will, the question is this. The last time the Seahawks played the Bills was 2012. Very memorable game.
In Canada.
Yes, in Canada. And Russell Wilson had quite a day. Remember he scored all those touchdowns?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my question to you is this. How many total yards rushing did Russell Wilson have in that game? How many total yards rushing did Russell Wilson have in that game? Will?
I am going to say 85.
He's going to say 85. Dustin?
Well, 92.
92. Matt?
I will go. I don't know. I didn't quite hear what anyone said. What Dustin said. I'll go 90.
You'll go 90. One of you has hit it right on the button. The last time the Seahawks played the Bills in 2012, Russell Wilson ran for 92 yards.
Woo!
Are you kidding me? It's a little skilo tonight, folks.
Yep. Actually, I
Dustin.
knew that answer. I actually knew that one.
I was going to say,
Nice.
You must have known that one.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Well done, Dustin.
Yeah, he also scored 3 first-half touchdowns, and his cleats are in the Hall of Fame because of that game. So
Right.
yeah,
Exactly.
Also,
I remember that one very well.
Our first gray uniform game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
It's
50
a very
points, I
memorable
believe,
game.
wasn't it? 50-17.
Yep, we ran that fake punt at the end of the game when we were already up by a ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. That's congratulations, Dustin. You nailed it right on the button. You are this show's 12-man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia champion
Yeah.
Of the world.
of the world. What an amazing, record-breaking, record-setting, fantastic edition of your 12-man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come right back. We'll talk about the Bills in the second half. How are we going to win this game? You'll tell you how the Seahawks are going to win this game, and we'll make our predictions. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show on the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel.
Holy shit, it's the third quarter.
Yes, welcome to the third quarter of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show. Hey, you! Yes, you overdosing on leftover Halloween candy. Like or comment on the video. Join us on Facebook at that 12-Man Fan Jam Show Facebook page. Email us at 12manfanjamshow@gmail.com. Tweet us at Seahawk Positivity. Make us part of your Seahawk fix. Do it now before we all lose our collective minds. All right. This quarter, we're going to take a long look at the Buffalo Bills and the Seattle Seahawks, which I believe, gentlemen, they are playing on Monday night.
I believe you are correct.
That's right, baby. It's Monday Night Football. Oh, you got to love the song. This song makes things so much better.
It does.
I'm just glad they finally dumped Hank Williams Jr.
Yeah, they did. So, for give you an example, so Will, ask me how my day was today.
Moses, how was your day today?
You know, my day was all right. I had to break up a fight between a couple kids and, stuff like that. Okay, now ask me again.
Moses, how was your day today?
It was pretty good. I had to break up a fight between two kids. They were going to go right at it in my room. And I said, you better step back, boys. See how that works? No.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like that.
Okay. All right. Tail of the tape real quick. Seahawks 4-2-1. Bills 4-4. The Bills have the 16th overall defense and the 24th overall offense. The Seahawks are still in the top 10 in defense, but 23rd offensively. All right. Enough of that. Dr. Dustin.
Yeah.
What is a key injury for this game, sir?
I'm going to go with Cam Chancellor, and it's not only just this game, but it's getting concerning. He hasn't practiced this week, and that groin is apparently causing issues for him. Like I said, I think this is the third game in a row he's missed now.
Yeah.
He's not ruled officially out, but it's sure not looking like he's going to play. So
yeah.
That dude needs to get right. I don't know if Matt wants to go over there and Mr. Miyagi that or whatever, but it needs to get fixed, guys.
Mr. Miyagi. Is that code for something nasty? What the hell is that?
You don't remember Mr. Miyagi?
Oh, yeah, but I'm just
fun?
like,
He claps his hand and then rubs them together, and then he can go out for the final round of the... Anyway.
Yeah, but I'm just like, Mr. Miyagi is like, was that like a Cleveland steamer or something? What the hell?
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
Like a rusty trombone. Matt, do you know what the hell a Mr. Miyagi is?
Oh, I know. It's about $25 an hour.
Nice.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, I agree though. Okay, a little seriousness now because we are talking about Cam's groin. I can't believe I just said that. But Will, this is a concern. I mean, this has been more than a couple games. What's the deal?
Well, I think this is why he was so adamant about getting a raise last year. I think his body is starting to break down from everything he's put it through, and unfortunately, I think this is going to be the rule rather than the exception going forward.
Yeah,
his style of play leaves him vulnerable for a lot of injuries.
It does. Pulled his groin. Pulled it right off. Holy cow.
Okay, moving on.
Sorry. All right. So yeah, we'll. I guess enough about Cam's groin, and we'll move on to the weather. Matt.
Yes.
What's the weather going to be out there in beautiful Seattle? How's your trip, Matt, so far in Seattle? What have you been doing?
I love Seattle. I've been out and about. I've walked up to Seneca and thought better of it, and then got a cab. The weather's been great.
Story real quick?
Yeah.
When Matt and I first met, and the Seneca was, oh hell, we gotta go up this hill. But when we were thinking about what we were going to call our little place to put these shows, we had different production names. And Seahawks Positivity Production was one of those names. But one of those names I had was Seneca Street Productions, just because of Matt walking up that hill. And there was like a bum up there halfway up or something, right?
There's a Wells Fargo ATM room where there's all these cash points. And as I was walking up, I got to the point where I had to stop, and there was some really, really bad language. And there was a homeless people inside the ATM room who were all looking at me. And I think that they were going to ask me whether I had any money, but I think they thought better of it and decided that it was not an attempt. There was no point at any point to ask me for anything at that stage.
Well, Matt, I can relate because I work on 2nd and Seneca downtown. And
oh, God.
When I was walking back from work one day a couple weeks ago, I had a random woman hiss at me. So.
That road, man. That road.
I have been hissed at downtown there too. It's weird.
No way.
Yes, by a lady. It might be the same lady. Hard telling.
It very well could be. I don't.
Yeah, that has happened to me.
That is like the weirdest coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Seattle.
that. Oh my God.
You got to be there.
Yeah. You get hissed at and you listen to Macklemore. That's how it goes.
Yeah. Well, Matt, I'm glad you're having a great trip up there so far. What is the weather going to be for the game, Matt?
Well, today's weather I decided to get from the local news channel. Well, I thought I was going to get it from the local news channel because they've got a little weather lady who comes on. She looks a little bit like Edna from The Impossibles. And no capes, darling, no capes. But she comes on and she has the audacity in the morning to tell you what to wear. So she comes on and she's like, hi, it's going to be highs of 70 odd, whatever. So today you only need a light jacket and a t-shirt and some shorts and maybe a thong. And I'm like, God, woman, just give me the damn weather. You haven't got to tell me what to dress. The damn audacity of it, you know?
But no cape.
No capes, darling, no capes. So she apparently, so I was going to pay attention to her, but this morning I was so busy eating my pancakes and shit that I had delivered to my room that I sort of forgot what she said. So luckily Will was able to tell me that it's going to be cloudy apparently and 60 odd degrees, whatever. It doesn't really make any difference. It's CenturyLink, baby. It's Monday Night Football. The theme music's going to be playing, so who cares what the weather's going to be like? We're going to kill them anyway.
It's Monday Night Football, baby. Who cares what the temperature's going to be? That's right. This weather brought to you by this fantastic theme song of Monday Night Football. They need to bring this back, people. Bring this back. All right.
But Edna does recommend that you all wear Seahawk jerseys to the game.
Oh, bless her heart. Give Edna a kiss for me while you're out there, will you?
And I have a cape, actually, because I started to wear our Union Sea Jack as a cape. So actually, I've got a cape. So up yours, Edna.
Whoa. A lot of
Up
aggression
yours,
coming
Edna.
from England.
Wow. Wow. Can you edit Matt real quick before we move on? Matt has been, of course, chronicling his trip on social media. You said the funniest thing the other day about how sexy Seattle is. Can you kind of edit it a little bit, but can you tell us what you said about Seattle?
Oh, dear.
This is awesome. This is like the best thing I've ever read. Go ahead,
Parents,
Matt.
cover your kids' ears real
We'll just
quick.
kind of say, kind of edit yourself.
Hang on. Why have I got to edit this? If your possible future president can grab something by the pussy, then surely, for heaven's sake, I can say what this.
Yeah, I don't think you have
Okay,
to worry
let's
about
just do
that.
this. Your kids are listening.
Let me
Hit mute for the next 10 seconds. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, let me tell you this. Seattle is a very, very, very sexy looking city. It has beautiful dimensions, beautiful shapes, beautiful curves. But in the morning, it is one sexy mother.
Yes.
So it was a case of it was wearing fuck me boots and a corset.
Yeah, baby! Take Seattle now! Take it now!
God, it's gorgeous.
Oh my God. F
That's
me
funny.
boots and a corset. Which, basically for
And it
Matt
hisses
is
at
just
you.
For Matt, that's
Yeah.
a Saturday night. I mean, you know.
This is at you.
I want to know, did Edna tell them to wear a corset and fuck my boots? That's what I need to know.
Well, yeah.
Of course.
After a couple rums, she'll tell you anything. I love you, Edna. I don't know who you are.
I don't know what her name is at all, but she just looks a little bit like that.
I want to say it's Dory Monson, right?
No, because that's a dude.
Oh. Who the heck am I
No
thinking?
idea.
Who am I thinking? Hold on.
Dustin, what the hell's happened to
What
you?
the hell?
Don't worry about that.
All right.
I'll get back to you
What
about
the
that.
hell?
All
For some
right.
reason-
We,
Just-
It's,
Yeah,
it's,
moving
it's
on.
like when Claire Farnsworth was working for the Seattle PI, and every once in a while on the message board, someone would be like, "Claire Farnsworth, is she hot?"
Poor Claire. Oh, man. I had the best conversation with Claire one time talking about kids, and he said how his daughter, well, I've been covering the Seahawks all these years, and my daughter acted like she didn't care, and now she's got season tickets or something like that. And we were talking about kids. It was really, really sweet conversation with Claire, the guy, Claire Farnsworth.
Yeah, just to
But
clarify.
I think I made that mistake too when I first started watching on the internet, seeing Claire Farnsworth until I saw a picture. But I thought it was a female too so I can understand that. That and another guy out in Seattle, the Gaz man, Gastineau.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought he was the Gastineau that played for the Jets.
Oh, wow.
And so I
Not
wrote him a
as
letter
such.
and said, "How does the guy from the Jets cover the Seahawks now?" And he said, "Well, that's not me, dude, but thanks." Now I feel stupid, but All right, so Will, the Seahawks. Let's get back to this game. I think there's a game here in there. Bills, Seahawks, yes.
On Monday Night Football.
When is this game going to be played?
Monday night.
Monday night, baby. Get ready. All right, Will, the Seahawks win this game if what?
If they stop finding themselves in 3rd and long on every single flippin' drive.
Amen to that. Well said.
Manageable 3rd downs. We can put some drives together. We can get some points. If it's 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, 3rd and I don't know all the time, we're going to be in trouble again.
I agree, and that's pretty self-explanatory. Dustin, the Seahawks win this game if what?
If they can establish the run game, they haven't really done that recently. They need to find a way to run the ball and keep the other offense off the field, let the defense rest a little bit.
Matt, the Seahawks win this game if what?
If they don't, well, they need to clean up these penalties. They need to be able to stop having stupid penalties, and they've got to just keep drives going. I mean, they seem to be tripping over themselves. It's sad.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to finish up by saying the Seahawks will win this game if they could just get in the bloody end zone. Get in the end zone. Touchdowns. Score touchdowns because it's Monday night. Score some touchdowns on Monday night and make it worth those of us on the East Coast to stay up and watch this full game instead of that 6-6 tie crap we had a couple weeks ago. All right. All right. That's the end of the third quarter.
It's the end of the third quarter, bitches.
Coming up, let's make our predictions, our prognostications, and game balls for this week's Seahawks-Bills game. You are listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. Just put it on our bill. We'll be right back after this.
Hello everybody, this is Statsman Mark, and when I'm not listening to Charo's greatest hits on 8-track tape, I'm listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show.
Holy shit, it's the fourth quarter.
Yes, it's time for the fourth and final quarter of this episode of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show. And I did that for Matt. Matt!
Yes.
He is in not in merry old England, he's in merry old Seattle, getting ready to watch the Monday Night Football game. But before we do all that, hey, I got an idea. Let's do a top three, shall we? You know those always go over well. Yes, from our offices located in a Buffalo Wild Wings comes the top three differences between Buffalo and the Buffalo Bills fans. Differences between actual Buffalo and actual Buffalo Bills fans, okay? Number three, in 2016, the American buffalo became the national mammal of the United States. The Buffalo Bills have been the national whipping boys of the National Football League for years. So, there's the difference. Not everybody laugh at once. Number two, Two biggest difference: when a buffalo is bred with cattle, the offspring is called a beefalo. When a Buffalo Bill fan mates with another Buffalo Bill fan, it's called a step back in the evolution process. And the number one biggest difference between Buffalo and Buffalo Bill fans, wallowing in the dust and the mud is a common behavior for Buffalo. Swallowing in the back of a Chrysler is a common behavior for most Buffalo Bill fans.
Whoa!
Ouch. Hello! I went there. All right.
And you wanted me to moderate my language.
I know. You may have noticed that Statsman Mark has not done his Mark's remarks. He's had some things happen. He's been really, really busy. He sends his regrets. We'll get to his prediction in a minute. But I have an ethical question to ask you guys before we get to our predictions. And
you might be asking the wrong panel. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Mark came up and went to the Seahawk game, and we split a hotel room, and he left. He took everything with him, but he left a pair of socks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're like gray. And it's just the socks. It's not like Seahawk socks, or it's not like anything special. Just a silly pair of socks.
Were they crusty?
No, not at all. And they're quite comfortable. So I should return those, right?
When you're done using them.
Keep them, or because I'm wearing them right now. I was just wondering.
Well, hold on. Where are you wearing them?
Oh dear.
They're on my feet. They're quite comfortable. I took them home. I figured it's a pair of socks. So don't tell Mark if Mark won't listen to the show, because he doesn't listen to the show anyway. But don't tell Mark I'm wearing his socks. All right. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the advice.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Yeah. Current line: Seattle 6.5-point favorites. The over/under for our purposes will be 43.5. Quick disclaimer: these numbers have been presented for entertainment purposes only. 12-Man Fan Jam Show does not endorse betting on anything or any time. Please don't take these numbers or anything we ever say on this show seriously ever. All right, except the socks remark, because I'm actually wearing Mark's socks. Okay, let's make our predictions. Scoring this year, prognostications on the button: 3 points, closest 1 point, game ball prediction, over/under. You know how it goes. All right. Team 12, Little Mo. Little Mo said 31-14. Christine Michael 2 rushing touchdowns. Game ball also to Michael. I say Christine Michael. It's Kristen Michael. Sorry. Sorry, Kristen. I know you listen. Jose says 21-13 Seattle. Prognostication: we get 3 sacks and a game ball to Graham, and the key to his game is get off the field on third down, which we kind of talked about. Tom's picks: 24-17 Seahawks. Graham over 100 yards receiving. Game ball also to Graham. Mike Pascal, who crushed it last week, said 24-17 Seattle. Bills more rushing yards than Seattle. Game ball to Sherman. Mark Ty Turner said Wilson has not thrown a touchdown pass for 3 straight games, his longest drought ever. We right the ship as the best team to ever play on Monday Night Football. Hawks 34, Bills 10. Jimmy Graham 2 touchdown receptions, and the game ball to Jimmy Graham. All right. Team Posse, Statsman Mark says 31-17, 300 yards passing for Wilson. Game ball to Wilson. Matt!
Yes.
What you got for us?
I think this is going to be a little closer than we're sort of suggesting on the previous scores. I think it's going to be Seattle 24, Bills 21. I'm going to give my game ball to Thomas. And I think ET is going to get himself another INT.
Ah. Thomas with the INT. Very nice. All right, Dustin.
Yeah.
So, Dustin, would you take the socks? Would you mail them back? What would you do?
I wouldn't have worn them. I can tell you that.
They're quite comfy.
So I hear. Yeah, I'd probably mail them back. Might even wash them first.
See, yeah, sure you will. Yeah, you're the kind of guy that you get the extra change back at Wendy's, and here, I'm sorry, you gave me $2 too much. I don't want you to be, sweating about that tonight. Yeah, whatever. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna. Well, maybe that might be true, but I think that the Seahawks show up big usually on Monday Night Football at home, and I think that's gonna be the rule still, not the exception. I think they're going to score a lot of points this time. I think it's going to be 38-17 Seahawks. I'm going to say Doug Baldwin is going to score 3 touchdowns because Russell's coming out of his slump a little bit from the last couple games, and the offense is going to do its thing finally. So Baldwin is the game ball. He gets 3 touchdowns is my prognostication. Seahawks win.
Win big because it's Monday Night Football, baby! All right. Will.
Yes,
I
sir.
will. Sorry. I will.
What night is this, Moses?
It's Monday night, baby!
Just checking.
Where else would you rather be than right here, right now?
Man, I thought it was
National
Friday.
Spotlight. All right. You got score and prognostication and whatnot for us, Will?
Go big or go home. You know what?
Amen.
We get our stuff together today. This game, it's going to be 34-6 Seahawks.
Nice.
Game ball goes to CJ Spiller, who prognostication will get his first NFL touchdown.
You mean Pro-Size?
I meant Pro-Size. Thank you for checking. CJ Pro-Size. Justin. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, no
Yeah,
problem.
because it's going to be hard for Pro-Size to do that from his from his
Well,
couch.
actually, CJ Spiller could get a touchdown for the Jets this weekend.
Yeah, but he could. And he's already scored his first NFL touchdown, though. So, and his
dear
first
God.
touchdown is the Seahawk.
Don't make me
really-
watch the Jets game just to keep score of this. Come on.
Really, would I be doing much worse than I have been this year anyway? So, but yeah, CJ Pro-Size with the game ball, and CJ Pro-Size will get his first NFL touchdown.
You know, that's what we should do for prognostications since we're losing so much. Take
Pick a
a
different
score,
team.
something that happened from Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
Yeah. That.
I believe Matt Ryan will throw for 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly.
The Bucks will score 28 points 2 nights ago. All right. All right. My turn. It's been said on TV that nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, except right now it's the Seahawk offense that needs to circle those wagons and figure out how to get into the end zone. But you know what? Maybe, just maybe, a home game on national television in front of the 12s on Monday night is just what this team needs. I mean, it's the national spotlight. It's a home game. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah. Anyway.
Don't ask.
Yeah, don't ask that question.
Watch the defense force 3 turnovers. That's my prognostication. Watch my game ball Doug Baldwin tear up the Buffalo Bills defense like a little wrecking ball of anger and power.
Like Miley Cyrus.
Like he'll come in like a wrecking ball. And watch the Seahawks show the rest of the NFL that we aren't even close to being done as we circle our wagons and defeat the Bills by a score of Seattle Seahawks 23, Buffalo Bills 13. Woo! Looks like it's time to bring another wonderful and amazing 12-man Fan Jam show to a sad close. We are so glad you decided to waste some time with us. We certainly hope you laughed a little and maybe you learned a little something. We learned so much on this show. What did we learn? Well, we learned that Joe Namath should stop tweeting during Jets games.
Or ever.
We learned that Matt wants to stiffen the offense to stiffen up. Matt also wants me to chop the organ. Dustin and Will have been hissed at in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And up yours, Edna. No, I'm kidding. MJ McDermott, by the way. We love you, MJ McDermott. We all do. God bless you for giving the weather in Seattle. We love you to death. MJ McDermott, everyone. So, on behalf of my partner in crime, Matt, Newshound Shadowhawk Will, Dustin as the Beaver, Roger Goodell, MJ McDermott, Mosette, Little Mo, Buddy Hackett, Sheila McRae, Art Carty. Good night, everybody, and go Hawks!
Go Hawks!
Go Hawks.
I'm not chopping the organ. I'm sorry. It's just not happening.
Yeah, that sounds gross. Painful.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah, Lorena Bobbitt, been there, done that, you know.
Ow.
I have not been there and done that.
$50 an hour.